Welcome to my third video on IEW's writing programs. Today, we'll take a dive into structure and style for students, and we'll discuss components and options you have when choosing this writing curriculum. We'll also cover how structure and style approaches writing, and don't forget about the giveaway hosted on my blog. Hello everyone, I'm Laura from monkeyamount.com, a blog dedicated to all things homeschooling. As a veteran homeschooler with 7 years of experience, I'm excited to bring you fresh ideas, reviews, and freebies to help in your homeschool journey. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. And don't forget to check out the blog post linked in the description for even more valuable resources. Let's dive in. Structure and Style for Students is a video-based writing program developed by the Institute for Excellence in Writing, or IEW. It's aimed at students between the 3rd and 12th grades, covering roughly 6 years of instruction between its levels. The range of this homeschool writing curriculum is broad because it's not geared to certain grades, but rather to certain abilities in reading and writing. Structure and Style for Students takes kids through each step of writing, teaching them how to organize, ask the right questions, and summarize. They will eventually tackle creative writing and formal essays and critiques, getting students ready for academic writing. We've already covered why IEW is a great choice for writing and the IEW's writing method and programs. So now let's dissect it even more. These next points are found throughout IEW's programs, so no matter what combination you choose, you will find the same basic pillars of writing. Structure and Style for Students teaches writing by tackling the structure and style of writing a composition and offering easy checklists to keep children and parents on track. So let's see the 4 pillars of Structure and Style for Students. 1. The structure. The structure is introduced as 9 separate units throughout the program, gradually taking children from the simplest form of writing, keywords, to the most complex formal critiques and academic essays. Since Structure and Style for Students is very well organized and arranged in an incremental manner, the teaching of each of the structural models takes place in units. So let's have a look inside an actual Structure and Style for Students book to see the units. Units 1 and 2, note-making and outlines and writing from notes, are both focused on keyword outline basics. These are great for note-taking, organizing, public speaking, and summarizing. Kids will retell stories in their own words for these 2 units. Unit 3, Retelling Narrative Stories, is teaching kids that an essential step to writing is knowing which questions to ask. Kids will start working on 3-paragraph compositions from this unit, being introduced to the introduction and conclusion. Unit 4, Summarizing a Reference. Summarizing is another important skill, and it doesn't mean telling everything back in a smaller amount of space, but choosing some of the content to retell. Unit 5, Writing from Pictures, actually introduces creative writing and reinforces the important questions to ask and teaches kids how to think. Kids will use picture prompts to invent their own stories while practicing asking questions and following the checklist. Unit 6, Summarizing Multiple References, teaches kids how to find topics in multiple source texts and fuse the keyword outlines they create. This prepares them for dealing with larger projects. Unit 7, Inventive Writing, is all about creative writing and putting all skills kids learned so far into thinking, organizing, and writing from an idea of their own. There are no support texts allowed. Please note that Units 8 and 9 will appear only from Level 2A onwards. Unit 8, Formal Essays, takes kids through writing beyond 5 paragraphs, getting them ready to organize bigger writing pieces. Unit 9, Formal Critiques. This is a replacement of book reports, getting kids ready for higher level writing. Number 2, the style. Aside from the structural models, kids are gradually introduced to different stylistic techniques to improve their writing. Every few lessons, kids will be introduced to a new stylistic technique which will get added to their checklist. By using these techniques, children can vary their sentence structures, create a more vivid picture in the reader's mind, and convey their ideas more effectively. Let's have a look inside the stylistic techniques being covered in Structure and Style. IEW views style as a combination of different techniques, including sentence openers. These are different ways to start a sentence, such as with an adjective, an adverb, or a prepositional phrase. IEW teaches students how to use a variety of sentence openers to add interest and variety to their writing. Dress-ups. These are techniques that help students add more description and detail to their writing. Some examples include using strong verbs, adding adjectives, or using positives. Vocabulary. IW emphasizes the importance of using strong, precise vocabulary in writing and avoiding overused words. They encourage students to use a thesaurus to find more interesting words to use in their writing. Rhetorical devices. IW teaches students how to use various rhetorical devices such as repetition, alliteration, and simile to add emphasis and impact to their writing. By teaching these stylistic techniques, IEW aims to help students develop their writing skills and become more effective communicators. For example, kids will have a list of banned words, words that are being overused in compositions like see, big, small, good, bad, said, and so on. This list is slowly increasing as the kids go through the program, and they are even encouraged to create their own lists of words to use in their writing. There are other lists for quality adjectives and strong verbs, encouraging kids to push their limits and get out of their comfort zone when writing. To make sure children understand how and when to use these stylistic techniques, they have to underline or mark each of the stylistic techniques in their writing. This exercise will reinforce the importance of the techniques learned and help children internalize using them. As children become more confident in their writing abilities, they are encouraged to experiment with more complex stylistic techniques and find their own voice. This not only improves their writing skills, but also encourages creativity and self-expression. Number 3. Checklists. Something else I appreciate about Structure and Style for Students is that it includes easy checklists that are useful for both parents and students. IEW's approach to this is easy plus one, so the checklist should be easy to follow and not overwhelming, having only one challenging element at a time. This is one progressive way of teaching composition that I love because it takes kids through a gentle process of learning to write well put together compositions and essays. I also appreciate the point checklists available for teachers as free printables that you can use to grade your children's work. Here's what you usually find in a checklist. Structure is the first section that treats form as well as making sure kids didn't forget to write a title, their name and date, or even the introduction and conclusion. Style. This is where easy plus one comes into play. Each checklist gradually becomes more difficult as kids learn new stylistic techniques. These will have more checkboxes according to the number of paragraphs kids are asked to write. In the vocabulary section, the number of banned words increases slowly, encouraging kids to find creative ways of expressing themselves. Mechanics. This section is all about spelling, punctuation, and grammar, which are all equally important in written work. Having a checklist and gradually internalizing it gives the kids the confidence in undertaking any writing assignment because they know exactly what's expected of them. With these skills and techniques in the writing toolbox, children can tackle any writing challenge that comes their way, whether it's academic writing or simply taking notes. There are several options and combinations when you choose a Structure and Style for Students package, and these may cause some confusion, so here's a breakdown of what's offered on the IEW website. You can purchase Structure and Style for Students in multiple packages, from the Basic, which focuses only on writing, to Premier, which includes Fixie Grammar, Teaching Writing, Structure and Style, and more bonuses. This is what the 3 packages cover. In the Basic package, you will get the student binder and packet, video lessons, which can be either DVD or forever streaming, and the teacher manual. In the Basic Plus, you get everything in Basic, plus Fixie Grammar and portable walls for Structure and Style for Students. And finally, the Premier package has everything in Plus and Teaching Writing, Structure and Style, and a word right now. A question often asked in groups is, Do you need the Premier or Basic Plus packages, or is the basic one enough? So here's my answer. While you'll do great with only the basic Structure and Style for Students package, you might consider the Plus or Premier packages if you want to add grammar along with writing. If you prefer to have the Teaching Writing Structure and Style, the seminar for training instructors on how IEW's writing method works, you might also want to consider going beyond the basic if you want to take advantage of some extra tools that can help your children revise and have quick access to the information presented in the lessons. We'll cover some of these in my next video. Structure and Style for Students is split into 3 levels A, B, C, which are then further split into years. Each level will span 2 years, but IEW offers multiple choices of mixing things up if you wish to in their Structure and Style for Students pathway. So let's have a quick look over the pathway offered. On the top, we have the 2 writing curriculum options for students, theme-based or video-based. You can see that theme-based starts from kindergarten and video-based starts from 4th grade. The list is color-coded to make it easier to find what you're looking for. So the orange block is for kindergarten to 2nd grade, and you can see it covers reading and writing for kindergarten and 1st grade, and then starts with Bible heroes or people and places for the 2nd grade. The green block covers grades 3 to 5, and from grade 4, you have the option to choose the video-based instruction instead. Blue covers middle school from 6 to 8, and finally purple is for high school. You'll notice that there are some symbols as well. A cross means that the material has religious content, and the asterisks you see in 2A, 2B, and 2C are actually indicating that these levels are for students that have already completed at least a year 1 video course. This means that no matter what level you choose, be it elementary, middle, or high school, you'll always start with year 1 if this is your first time using the program. This pathway also shows you the correct sequence of doing Structure and Style for Students. The big or signs mean that you can choose between text-based or video-based, but people have been mixing and matching them to create writing curricula that suit their homeschool. So let's say I'm in grade 7 and this is my first year using Structure and Style for Students. I will go with 1B, and next year I can choose 2B. But maybe for 9th grade I want to do something different, so I can pick Following Narnia instead of 1C. The basic package from Structure and Style for Students comes with the essential writing portion of the program and includes the student book, teacher's manual, videos, and access to online resources. Additional components can be added to the basic package separately. You can add as many or as few elements to the basic package as you need to, making Structure and Style for Students an a la carte curriculum suited for a variety of needs. So what do you get inside the Structure and Style for Students package? Videos. The self-paced video lessons aimed at students are the main component of Structure and Style for Students. Kids learn effective writing while watching the pre-recorded classes of Mr. Andrew Pudewa teaching these techniques to a class of students. This makes kids feel like they are in a classroom environment with other children that ask questions and interact with the teacher. Each of the 24 weeks of instruction has its own video, so you will watch 1 full video per week. The videos are about 1 hour long on average, but they are split into parts. You can watch 1 video in 1 sitting or make use of the suggested schedule to break the videos down into smaller parts. Here are some important features of the video lessons for Structure and Style for Students. Format. There are 2 formats available for the videos: online, called Forever Streaming, or on DVD. You can choose the one you prefer at checkout. We have the Forever Streaming package, so the videos show up in my account. We received a special card containing the code that allows us access to our video lessons forever. It's very easy to use and access. The downside of Forever Streaming is that it requires an active internet connection and it cannot be sold. If you choose the DVDs, make sure you have a compatible device to play them on. I prefer Forever Streaming because I can access it anytime from anywhere and there's no stress of misplacing or scratching the DVDs. But the DVDs have resale value if you plan on selling your Structure and Style for Students package once you're done. Also note that IEW has an awesome policy and they will replace any scratched DVDs with working ones. Instruction. The video lessons are taught by IEW's founder Andrew Pudewa, who is a highly experienced writing instructor and speaker. Mr. Pudewa is an excellent teacher that knows how to draw kids in and motivate them. He keeps the videos fun by opening each lesson with a joke. The videos are recorded while Mr. Pudewa is teaching writing to a class of students. This makes the videos more personal and relatable because he's answering student questions and guiding the kids through the lessons at a gentle but sustained pace. I love the way the classes are taught, and it makes us feel as if we're right there, sitting among the students that Mr. Pudewa teaches live. We laugh with them and write with them, and I feel that this is a unique way to transmit more than information to the student. It makes kids feel like they belong to a group of kids just like them, that make silly mistakes, that have normal answers and questions, and write compositions just like theirs. It's difficult to get this level of interactivity and involvement in a pre-recorded video class, but this teacher has a talent for getting down at kids' level, whether they are attending his live classes or are halfway around the world watching a pre-recorded version. Number 2. The Teacher Manual. I love how the teacher manual is a mirrored image of the student packet. Teachers will see everything the students see, only with notes on the edges in special gray boxes. One aspect I appreciate about the teacher manual is that it also contains the notes written on the whiteboard by Mr. Pudewa. So if I'm busy and I can't be present for the lesson, I know what has been discussed at a glance. Let's briefly dissect the sections of a lesson in the teacher's manual. So up here we have the teacher preparation. This section is optional and will let parents know what portion of teaching writing structure and style to watch in advance before starting the lesson. The literature suggestion is another optional section where you will find suggested readings. Next, we have the student pages. Teachers get to see the same pages as the students, and even the page numbers align because the teacher instructions are offered in the margins in gray boxes. So this is like a teacher wraparound edition. Next, we have board notes. These are notes that Mr. Pudewa wrote on the whiteboard. They are very handy to have because they show you exactly what's been discussed during the class. Definitions. Throughout the teacher pages, you also get definitions of terms that have been discussed during class. Keyword outlines. The keyword outlines that are discussed during class can also be found in the gray boxes. Structure and style sections. Any new elements of structure or style are explained to the teachers so they know what's expected of the student. Teaching suggestions. These may contain ideas or scheduling suggestions to help parents implement the structure and style for students' lessons. Checklists. Each lesson we have a separate checklist with various requirements. Teachers get their own copy of the checklist so they know exactly how to evaluate children's work. Finally, we have binder organization and homework. Mr. Pudewa explains for each lesson where each paper goes, but teachers also have this explained after every lesson. And the homework is an overview of what your students need to work on next. Number 3. Student packet and binder. The student packet comes with a beautiful, sturdy 3-ring binder that is very easy to organize. The teacher manual has instructions on page 5 on how to organize the binder. The binder comes with 8 tabs and some large-size papers for multiple references. The student packet has almost everything kids need to complete a year of structure and style for students. They only need extra paper and a pen. Here's what you'll find inside the student packet. The intro is where you have the binder assembly instructions, the scope and sequence of the program, including the literature suggestions and the table of contents. The overview pages are pages with video timings, goals, and a detailed suggested daily breakdown of tasks. Next come the source texts. Each lesson has different texts kids will work on while preparing their keyword outlines or honing their summarizing skills. You might have wondered what's with all the colored papers in between. These are used to mark structural models, stylistic techniques, banned words, and various lists that the kids will use throughout their program and will keep as a quick reference. And finally, the composition checklists. Each lesson has its own checklist that helps kids know what they have to include in each composition as per the instructions they received in the video. And number 4, online resources. Each level of structure and style for students will offer different downloadable files. Some of these include checklists with points. These checklists are the same checklists found in the student packet and teacher's manual. Only they have a point system in case teachers want to grade the compositions. Student samples. These are examples of students writing from each lesson. They are usually the same compositions read by Mr. Pudewa at the beginning of each lesson from the students he had attending the live classes. Schedule for 30 weeks. In case you want to take more than 24 weeks going through the program at a slower pace, you have this option. And now for some frequently asked questions when it comes to structure and style for students. How do I choose the right level of structure and style for students? Depending on the strengths and weaknesses of your child, you can place them based on reading level or grade level. I noticed it's better to start at a level that is easier because confidence in writing and familiarity with the program are very important down the road. If you are just starting with structure and style for students, make sure you always pick year 1, no matter what level you choose, because year 1 will lay the foundations needed to be successful with this program. Do you need teaching writing structure and style? Buying teaching writing structure and style is optional if you choose to go with the structure and style for students packages, because each of the structure and style for students levels will have video lessons of Andrew Pudewa explaining the concepts of writing to a class of students. If you watch these with your kids and don't want to customize your lessons, you don't need teaching writing structure and style. So we're at the end of another video on IEW's awesome writing programs. I honestly feel that Structure and Style for Students is a comprehensive and well laid out program that has everything you need in order to take your children's writing skills to a whole new level. I have rarely met a program that is so well put together, and I feel IEW has done a wonderful job of ensuring the parents get all the help they need and maximum flexibility. Stay with me for the next video where I talk about 10 plus less known tools or options you can use with Structure and Style for Students to enrich your writing experience. So that's it for today. I hope you found this video useful, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious.